Morning folks, just before 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. Nick here, just about to start the LDWA100 in beautiful Monmouthshire. Bit cloudy at the moment, but hopefully good weather. A few spots of rain, but should hopefully be good. A little bit congested at the start. We've got others doing the same thing at the same start time, which is a fantastic bit of company. Hoping to set off with a fairly brisk pace and then see what happens. We'll try to do updates as we go. Cheers all. Right then, we're about 10 miles in so far, a little bit undulating out of Chepstow, but then pretty much flat along the Severn. Done both the Severn bridges, just done Severn Tunnel Junction. 10 miles, okay so far, but yeah, fairly flat at the moment. Think we get a bit more climbing in a few minutes time. Hey, that's 20 miles up. Very different 10 miles from the last. Last was very flat estuary miles. These 10 miles have been into woods. Bit of a cowing fun on Grey Hill. Really steep climb, but fantastic views across the estuary. And now we're going through woodland with lots of bluebells. So very different stuff. 20 miles down, might as well keep going. Hey, a little bit over 30 miles in. Slightly lost track, so missed the 30 marker, so probably about 32 miles now. Really good fuel recharge food raid at Usk, so all good there. Definitely getting warm, although fortunately I'm below by the river now, and it's sort of going in and out of shade, so it's just about sort of okay in that respect. Continuity out. Yep, so still good at the moment. 32 miles in. Definitely is getting warm. Hardly any breeze, so lots of biting insects around. But sort of doing all right. Had to say good feed in Usk. Looking forward to Abergavenny, getting some good bit of food in there, because after that it gets some quite brutal climbing and quite remote as it gets into the overnight bit. Keep smiling. So that's 40 miles up. Just been along the river Usk, now break away from the river Usk. A little bit of cross-country stuff, but on the approach into Abergavenny, where hopefully we'll pick up a lot of nutrition for the evening, so that's the key thing. 40 miles in, sort of feeling okay, definitely dropping the pace a bit. Trying to sort of keep a bit of a faster walk when I can, sort of thing. But yeah, we're doing alright, 40 miles, but it is going to be a long one. So that's halfway, 50 miles up. Very, very long steep climb out of Abergavenny. Got a little bit of speed on top, but then it's all quite undulating and another big climb now, so pace has dropped right off. Would be nice if I could get through Lantony and ideally up onto the ridge before it gets dark, just to make it easier to get up there. That's the highest point of the run. Once I'm off the other side of that, it shouldn't be so bad at night because it'll be more fields rather than the open hills. 50 miles down, blimey. Right, we're 60 miles in. Did really well on the climb out of Lantony. That all felt good. It is a beast of a climb, and I was so glad I did it in the daylight because you can see your route from quite far off, pick your best route. It will be a tough one for anyone doing that in the dark, but I suspect actually most people will probably be doing that in the morning. So just on the climb from Lantony up Harts Hill, onto the ridge, came along the ridge, so done the highest point of the run, and now about to drop down and see what awaits down there. 60 miles in, I get the feeling it's going to be 100 miles plus in terms of the sort of rounding on the files, that's now 70 miles up. Really tough last segment that. After the good climb out of Lantony, dropping back down, that was all great. Then just really loads and loads of fields that were just waterlogged, rutted, cows, etc. Not great at all in the dark, so just really, really slow progress. One really good little thing, the organisers on the styles have put little reflective silver, kind of 1 inch square reflective things, which are great on a head torch because you can see them from the opposite side of the field. So it really helps you kind of getting across the field to know which way you're aiming for. So thank you for that. But yeah, really slow going. And then in Pandy, had a bit of a nightmare, got lost in a housing estate and didn't want to go crawling up people's drives at midnight. So had to take a bit of a detour round. So yeah, not great. 70 miles done. Morning is broken. Just coming up to 80 miles now. Just thought I'd go slightly early. Fantastic cloud inversion thing in the valleys, with the morning sun catching over that, so that's all very pleasant. Yeah, 80 miles in. It's been slow going, similar to the sort of bit between 60 and 70. Lots of really wet fields, rutted, and in the dark just very, very difficult to pick up any pace. And then even once it started to now get light, I just haven't found myself. Body sort of feels fine. It's not actually any aches and pains. Just haven't got the energy to put any kind of speed at all. So it is going to be a slow one, and unfortunately it's going to be getting hot as well. So not looking forward to this afternoon. But yeah, almost at the 80 miles, and we'll keep going. That's the 90 miles up. As I say, really think it's going to be near about 103, 104 miles, so still a good bit to go. Feet really tender on the bottom, so it's all just horribly slow, and still struggling to keep any food or drink in the system, so it's not going to be a fun few hours. On the plus side, there's a reasonable bit of shade on this leg, sort of in and out of the trees, but probably more in the trees than not. So 90 miles done, maybe about 13 to do. Get the feeling the last couple of miles will just take forever, although they all are at the moment, and we'll see. So that's 100 miles up, or at least 100 miles on my Garmin measuring, but still got at least 5 miles, maybe a sixth if I'm unlucky, to the finish, on a course that's an official measurement of 100.7. So it kind of shows a combination of the navigation errors I've made, a couple early on and then several more when I got tired later, and kind of like suboptimal routes across fields if you don't pick the style out at the far side. There's kind of 5% effort there if it's sort of 5 miles on 100, so kind of wasting 5% effort. So do need to have a think about kind of combination of watch, phone maps and paper maps, and how best to use those. So hopefully my penultimate message, 100 miles up, yeah, still uncomfortably long way to go until the finish, but we'll hopefully get there before dark. Well, that's it. That's the LDWA100 2021. Did it absolutely brutal last 100 miles, but really happy. Got 100 miles done in 32 hours, which is fantastic. That was a really good target, and finished in something around 34.5 hours, which is really good against a target of 36. So overall happy, but yeah, a bit brutal. Go and rest, go and recuperate, get the beers on. Cheers.